the James Bond physique. So one thing I want to mention first is James Bond was 38, I believe, during the filming of Casino Royale. So this is how he looks at 38 years old. A lot of you, especially the younger guys, it takes time to fill out a physique. It takes time to fill out your frame. You're not going to do it when you're 22, 23. Most likely not. You will still fill out as you get into your late 20s and early 30s, and your peak physical strength doesn't really peak until you get to the point of potentially 34, 35. The person I'm speaking to who wants to build this physique is the skinny fat guy, right? So you're not in terrible shape, you're not overweight or extremely underweight, but you've got a layer of fat which you want to get rid of and you want to build muscle. That's the person who I'm speaking to here, right? Because there isn't a one method fits all. We all have different body types, we all have different genetics, and we're all different situations. So I'm speaking to that person. But the fundamental concept is that if you're in a skinny fat position, and this is what I would recommend, the fastest and most beneficial way to do this is actually to initially bulk. I would say initially bulk. Go on a phase where you're not in a crazy bulk, you're not eating dirty food, you are simply just slightly increasing your portions of healthy food that you're eating. I can see my weight is genuinely increasing, slowly, but it is increasing from day to day, then good, I'm on the right track, I'm in a caloric surplus. If I increase my calories by 300 and nothing happens, then I need to increase them by 500. It's incredibly difficult to build a lot of muscle quickly without gaining fat. So we will gain a little bit of fat, and you might be thinking, but I'm already in a skinny fat physique, so I don't want to gain more fat. This is counterintuitive. No, we have to look at it as this is a 12-month process where we're going to see very substantial results. And for 4 to 6 months, this might be a case where we are just focusing on building muscle mass. Because if you cut down your fat right now, straight away, there's nothing there. Because you don't have much muscle mass on you, you feel depleted, and your metabolism isn't as fast as it could be. If we focus on building muscle first, that makes the cutting, losing fat process later a lot easier. Why? Because once you've built up that muscle, your body now requires more caloric intake in order just to maintain what it has. In short terms, you can eat more food and be fine. And who doesn't want that, right? A lot of us, it gives us more leeway to our lives. It means we can go out for a couple of drinks or go to that business meal, and it affects us less than it would affect us if we had less muscle mass on us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I would say it's important to obtain this physique. First, go on a bulk where we're just gradually increasing the calories, and there's not an excuse to eat crap food. Because if you do that, then every other aspect of your life is going to take a hit. Your sleep will be worse, your focus will be worse, your energy levels will be poor. Again, if this is something which you want direct help with, like a few of these people recently have with us here, feel free to book in a call down below. You've been bulking for 12 to 16 weeks, you've noticed strength gains, you're lifting more than you were, you're bigger, you weigh more, fantastic, you're on track. What happens now? What does the cutting phase look like? First of all, just double down on the concept that you are getting stronger in the gym whilst you are bulking. If you're not getting stronger in the gym whilst you're bulking, this is a big problem. Putting on too much fat and not enough muscle. Let's just say you have. Now, how do you cut down and chisel yourself to look like James Bond? Now, the mistake people make is that they drastically drop their calories too quickly. When they think cutting, they think, let me start fasting, let me skip a meal. No, what you want to do is gradually lower your calories. So again, it's the same concept. We're only lowering by 300 calories initially, just 300. And you see how your weight fluctuates. If it starts dropping, brilliant, stay on that deficit. Now, after a few weeks, it might stop dropping on that 300 calorie deficit. So then you increase that calorie loss slightly to 500, at which point you're now in a pretty decent caloric deficit. So you should be okay in terms of losing weight. Now, it's really important that you do this gradually in this sense, and you're tracking your weight and your calories, because if you're not doing this gradually, you're just going to end up losing too much muscle during the cutting process. When you're cutting fat and chiseling down, you're also losing muscle mass. When you have a shredded physique, you might actually have less muscle mass than you do when you have an overweight physique, when you're at the peak of your bulk. Because of the low body fat, all the muscles are just clearer to see. Maintaining as much of the muscles we possibly can is really important for getting the most out of what you're doing. It will take months. And the best way to do it is to let it take months. In terms of the training whilst you're losing this weight, it's very important that you try and keep the same numbers as you were doing when you're bulking. Don't think just because I'm lowering the calories, I now have to lift less. You have to keep challenging your muscles in the same way. Why? Because, well, they will decrease in size if you don't. The human body works in a way that if you don't use it, you lose it. And yes, this means training is going to be harder. It is, for those few months whilst you're cutting. A lean, muscular physique, which looks fantastic on the beach, it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy, and there's no quick fix. It requires discipline, it requires consistency and decision from you to actually genuinely want to change. I'm not going to sugarcoat this and pretend it's like a little, just do this, this, and this, and it's done. No, it's difficult. And it will mean you'll have to train on days when you don't want to train. It will mean you have to avoid certain foods at certain times when you have those cravings, massive, and they're bursting. Do you want to achieve your goals, or do you not want to achieve your goals? And that's what you've got to ask yourself. Now, again, there are systems in which we can do this, which makes it as easy as we possibly can make it. Not easy, but as easy as we can. And that's what I do. I help people to do that. If that interests you, please do not hesitate to book in a call with myself. But yeah, I hope you got some value from this video anyway, and I'll see you in the next one.